Say, we're just beasts, willing to do anything, kill each other. No mind, no feeling. Shut up, nigger. These white ain't gonna die like you gonna die. Like a slave. I ain't doing no lifetime living and sweat this pepperwood. I'd rather die than be a slave. You peckerwood, that's right. You peckerwood was oppressed in your own land. We were free. And you brought us here, in chains. But now we're here, and you just better know, this is just as much our land as it is yours. And after you hang me, kiss my ass.
So what did God call us? If we're not called African Americans, who are we? We're more than that, right? The white woman is a human being. Are you the same as her? No, we're better than that. We're Israelites according to the Bible. All right, God made 18 nations of people. We got to figure out which people we are in these last days. That makes sense? All right, give me Job 8 and 8 real quick. The book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. For I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of thy fathers. So you have to search out who your forefathers are. The word African American is not a real term that was given to you in the land of your enemies. This land you are living in now. So you got to start to bethink yourself and question, why do I call myself something that God never gave me? What is my culture, my heritage, and my upbringing, and what are the things that God gave me as an Israelite? That's what you should be asking yourself. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So we're going to show you who you are according to the Bible. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. Go on. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. If you don't listen to God, what's going to happen? To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. That what? That all these curses. All these what? All these curses. Shall what? Shall come upon thee and overtake. So what does that sound like? What does that mean? You want to read it again for me? But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. If you don't listen to God, to observe, to do all his commandments, do his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day. If you don't do God's commandments, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake. And we'll be cursed as a people. That makes sense. Y'all feel like we're cursed as a people? What's going on, brother? Come hear the word, brother. What's going on with you?
Where are they from?
They not, I don't know where they gotta be from the islands or something. It is off, yeah. I don't know what that was.
How do you walk around in this world getting off?
Yeah, you just confused. Bring out Romans 12 and 2 real quick. Look at the nations out here, man. Japheth out here, Ham, Esau, bugged out Eve. Man, I hate the harbor, man. Brother, you got a minute?
No, bro.
You know your nationality?
My nationality? I don't pay attention to all that, bro.
You should know who you are, though.
No, bro. Appreciate it, though.
Don't know. What you mean appreciate it?
That's the type of Jake that only care about clothes.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to all of that. Bring that up, Romans 12 and 2.
Book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2.
Right?
And be not conformed to this world.
And be what?
And be not conformed to this world.
So the Most High is telling his people not to be conformed to the world of America. To separate yourself, give me Hebrews 13 and 14. To separate yourself from the American lifestyle. All right, you got to come out of this place, man. World War III is escalating, and it will happen. You living in what you call the last days that the Bible speaks of. So the Lord is commanding his people to come out of America. Come out of this world. Right? Come out of this gross darkness you in. Go on.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Everybody, you got to renew your mind. You got to take that old mind you got that's indoctrinated with the wine of America and transform it and renew it under the laws and the commandments of the Bible. That's the only thing that's going to give our people salvation. Right, bring that up, Hebrews 13 and 14.
Okay, Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 14.
Give me Micah 2 and 10.
For here we have no continuing city,
24 and 5.
but we seek one to come.
Right, so we don't have a continuing city here, man. We're not here to prolong our days in America. We're not set up, and the Lord didn't send us over here on slavery, on ships, to make it big, man.
Right.
To be the next music star, to be the next fashion star, to be the next rapper or famous athlete. We don't have a continuing city here, but we do what? Read that again, but we what?
We don't have a continuing city, but we seek one to come.
And we seek and want to come. So our job is to seek the kingdom of heaven. And that's what our mind is fixated on. You hear that, brother?
I hear you.
What I'm saying? All right, well, come on, brother. You said you heard what I was saying, brother. All right, read it again. We're going to show you.
But in Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 14.
Right?
For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come.
So we seek in our homeland. What's our homeland? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You was brought over in slave ships.
So Africa.
Nope. You was stolen from Africa, but you from the land of Israel. And we fled into Africa, and then a so-called white man came and took us on slave ships and brought us over here to America. Right. So we got to know where we're from. All right, we're not American. You're not black. Black is a color. You're not a Negro. You're not none of these terms that they gave you. So we out here to teach our people that we're the Israelites according to the Bible. And we got to repent and return back to the Lord in these last days. All right, you believe in the Bible? I do. All right, bring that up real quick.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 26.
Right?
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So what's the motherland according to the Bible?
The motherland according to the Bible is Jerusalem.
There you have it, Jerusalem. There you have it. So that's where we from.
Right.
Now we're going to show you something. Go to the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Straight to the point.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
So we're going to show you that this book, what book is this? The Bible, right? What kind of book? What is this about?
This is about Christianity. It's
Nope.
about our people.
Okay, our people got that right, but it's not about Christianity. All right, because Christianity says that God loves everybody and that God and Jesus are white people. That's not in the Bible. But we're going to show you that real quick.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
God said he would bring his people back into Egypt again on ships.
Right.
What is Egypt according to the Bible?
Egypt, according to the Bible, is heaven.
Nope, not heaven.
Our homeland?
Nope. And we remember we read Jerusalem is the homeland. So we're going to show you what the word Egypt means according to the Bible.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of Egypt.
From the house of bondage.
From what?
The house of bondage.
So when you hear the word Egypt in the Bible, it's also known as the house of bondage. What's another word for bondage? You all know? Slavery. Slavery, exactly. Slavery, if I take you captive, then you're in bondage. So remember, God said what? What did the Lord say about his people? What would happen to us for not keeping the commandments?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said, I will bring you back into Egypt again. Back into what again? Slavery again. With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did we get over here to America? Ships. With ships. So who did the Bible be talking about? Us. We're talking about us. But we wasn't taught that. You know, you go to church on Sunday, and they sit up there and they dance and they play the music, and they ask for your money, and they tell you that, look, this is God, and this is Jesus. Where does it say that Jesus is a so-called white man that looked like John Travolta? No way. It don't say that. What does the Messiah look like in the Bible? All right. Skin like bronze, right? Bring it out real quick.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks one like unto the Son of Man,
Son of Man,
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
like I have a garment on, but his is down to the foot. Go on.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
He had a golden girdle on. This is the Messiah. Right, go on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
White woolly hair. Like if this brother's hair was full of white. Well, you got the white right there. There you have it. All right, so that's strike one and strike two.
Right.
I can ask anybody at the harbor, nine out of 10 people are going to tell me this is Jesus Christ. But that's not what we read in the Bible. His head and his hairs were white like wool. What else?
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
This man don't have red eyes.
Right.
What else? Go on.
And his feet.
And his what?
And his feet.
So your feet is the same color as the rest of your body. And his feet, his skin color,
like unto fine bread.
as if what?
As if they burn in a furnace.
He was so dark it looked like he got burnt in a furnace. So who is this guy?
Not Jesus.
But you said what? So this is an actual man. This was an actual man by the name of Caesar Borgia. Y'all can look this up. By the name of Caesar Borgia, is painted during the Renaissance. Y'all heard of the Renaissance before, right? That was a time when the Europeans came back into power in Europe. From Italy and France and Germany with their artwork and their music. What they did was they whitewashed all of the original images. What a better sign that? The original images of the people in the Bible that look like me and you. And they whitewashed them, now they look like them. So that was to make you not be able to see yourself in the Bible. So now whenever you think about God and Jesus, subconsciously you think about the so-called white man. This was done to us to keep us destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's why if I asked our people our nationality, they would give me these crazy terms. Like black, that's a color. Or white, those are colors. Or Negro, or African American. Those terms not in the Bible, those are terms that the white man gave you when he was destroying you in slavery. So we come out here to liberate your mind and tell you who you are. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 37. These are curses in Deuteronomy that prophesy who God's people are in the last days. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37.
So one curse we read was slavery. Hold on, we didn't even finish that. My bad, before we get to that, we didn't even finish that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
We was taught that we was brought on slave ships. That's in the Bible. That's right, go on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the what?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the same way it's written, that's what's going to happen. Go on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
And you haven't seen your homeland again. We was taught that we African. Or we from Baltimore. Your homeland is the land of Israel. We fled into Africa, escaping from the Romans in 70 AD. Then the actual Africans rounded us up and sold us to a white man. That's what the slave trade is. You don't sell your own people. You capture people and you sell them for gold, for weapons, for spices, for mirrors, for other things. We not African. We don't act like Africans. We not going to look like, we're not the same people. Just because you have dark skin don't make you all the same people. You got an Ethiopian, he's not going to say he's Nigerian. Nigerian's not going to say he's from Ethiopia. They know they're two different people, right? They're all Hamites, we're Israelites, we're Hebrews. We are the people that you read about in the Bible, from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, David, Peter, Mary. That's us, this is the so-called black man's book. We reading your history. Go on.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
And there what?
And there you shall be sold unto your
And
enemy.
once you get off that slave ship, you will be sold unto your enemy. Who are we sold to?
The white man.
What did God call him?
Slave man.
Nope. Read it
And
again.
there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
Unto your enemy. Why would God call the white man your enemy? Y'all answer that question. Why would God say you would be sold to your enemies? He's letting you know who's the people killing you in the streets, locking you up in prison, killing pregnant women, right? Separating the children through the family system. He's letting you know who your enemy is. We was taught in America that we all one and let's just hold hands and we can just walk and skip. No! The Lord is letting you know you gotta separate yourself from your enemy. Right? The more you cleave to the so-called white man and his philosophies, his holidays, his lifestyle, the more you become destroyed in your mind. Right? You gotta separate from the society. You living in an illusion. This whole American lifestyle is an illusion to keep you asleep. So the Lord says, there you should be what?
There you should be sold unto your enemy.
For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women and
And
widows.
no man shall buy you.
And no man redeemed us out of our slavery. We still here. They actually took ships and docked them at the harbor and sold us where you're standing on right now. You were sold to your enemies. These are curses that you read about that will happen to the Israelites for not keeping the commandments. That's your God-given nationality. Every nation of people on the earth have a God-given nationality.
So-called Chinese man, he's a Moabite. You don't find the word Chinese in the Bible. So-called white people, they're known as Edomites in the Bible, which means red, because they actually have that red skin.
That's right.
Y'all are Israelites. Everybody has to wake up and know who they are. More importantly, y'all got to wake up, because y'all are the greatest people.
That's
Right? And this Bible is about you. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Let's show them who they are. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and 6 real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
We ain't up here asking for no money. We're not doing backflips. We're just not entertainment. This is the truth. All right? Go on.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy
No,
God.
we just niggas and hoes.
And holy people unto the Lord thy
We're
God.
actually holy people. Go on.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
No, we regular people.
A special people unto
He
himself.
said we're a special people unto himself. Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So we're not equal to everybody. God said the Israelites are above all people upon the face of the earth. Who's the best dancers, athletes, musicians, smartest people? Us. Right? Who everybody's trying to dress like, emulate, walk like, right? Get body injections, right? They all trying to be like our men and our women. Whatever we touch, we dominate on. But we never question, well, how can the greatest people at everything be so destroyed as a people and be at the bottom of society? We don't know who we are. All right? We lost our heritage. We lost the Most High. We lost who we are as a people. And now we just Americans walking down at the harbor. All right? Just a Saturday, I'm out with the family. We actually kings and priests on the earth. Let's show more curses. Go on.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
So that's what we used to be. We used to be tender and delicate towards each other. Back in the day, I could just walk up to y'all. Y'all men, I could say, how you doing, brother? How's your family? How's your wife? How's your kids? Do you need something? You can't do that now to a random brother. What you looking at? Right? He'll reach for something. Next thing you know, you fighting. We used to have that love towards each other. But what did the Lord do to us for breaking the commandments?
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
His what?
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
His black on black crime?
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
That's your eye being equal towards your own brother now. When the last time you heard of Chinese on Chinese crime?
Triad.
Hawaiian or Hawaiian crime? You don't hear about that. Right? That's our eye equal towards our own brothers. Go on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And towards your own wife. And what else?
And towards the remnant of his children.
And the black man will have his kids which he shall what?
Which he shall lead.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall lead.
Who's known for leaving their kids? Right, that's in the Bible. Why does it happen? Because he broke the commandments. That's a curse the Lord put on us to break us down as a nation. Everything you see us go through that's negative is a curse that the Most High put on us for breaking the commandments. Give me Exodus 4:22. Hold on, brother, I'm gonna deal with it. Exodus chapter 4:22. All right? Like if you have a son, if your son does something contrary to what you tell him to do, what are you gonna do? Discipline. Punish him, right? Bring it out, Exodus 4:22.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 22.
Go on.
And thou shalt say to Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son,
So the Most High said, Israel is my son.
even my firstborn.
So we're the sons of the Most High. That's why we say our Father. When you use that word, our Father, y'all heard of that prayer, right? Our Father, which art in heaven. It's not everybody's Father, it's our Father. Like it's our spot, our hangout spot. It's not theirs down there. Neither, it's not theirs down there. It's our spot. When we say our Father, that's the Father of the Israelites. Give me Joel 2:27. He's not the God of everybody. Everybody on the earth have a God. Right? The so-called white man, what we forgot he had Zeus. You forgot he had Poseidon. You forgot he had all of his gods. The Chinese man got their dragons, and the East Indians got their elephants and all of that. Why does your God look like the man that had you in slavery? Right? It don't make no sense. You gotta wake up. Bring that up.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 27.
Go on.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
God said, I am in the midst of Israel.
and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
And what?
And none else.
And what else?
And my people shall never be ashamed.
He said, I'm your God and none else. Remember, he told Moses to tell Pharaoh, let which people go? What did he say? Y'all remember that? He didn't say let all people go. Let the whole world go. Everybody just know. He said, let my people go. Those are my people. I made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their descendants. We don't same people today. What you thought they vanished off the face of the earth? Or no, this is what we thought. We thought that they was these people right here. Right? They say that these are the Jews. These are the people of God. When in history have they been sold on slave ships? When you read about the father leaving their kids? When are they going through curses? You don't see, they live good. They got their own communities. They got their own police force. Right? They own their money. They own what? Universities. right? Hospitals and everything. They own that hospital up there, the Weinberg, up the street up there, on St. Paul. They own everything. These are not the people of the Bible. These are people that stole your identity to keep you asleep. Give me Psalms 83 and 1 real quick. Psalms chapter 83 and 1. Now this wasn't an accident. It's not an accident that y'all don't know who y'all are. It's not a coincidence. You didn't just randomly wake up and they lied to you. This was strategically done to keep you asleep. Everything that this done in this society is to keep the Israelites asleep, from the music you listen to what they show on the TV that's negative, from what you see in the media, how they portray us as niggas and savages and killers, and with gangsters and thugs, and our woman that's whores, and you said, what else, brother? Christ. Exactly. All of those are things that they do. But when you look at the so-called white man, that white woman, they on the cover of magazines of being beautiful. They the actors, they God, they Jesus, they everything glorified, and we everything negative. It's not a coincidence. This is in the Bible. Bring that up.
Psalms chapter 83 from the top.
Right?
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Right? This King David, he said, Lord, do something. Be not still. Like if somebody was picking on your son, grown men was picking on your son and punching him in the stomach and hitting him, your son will call out to you and ask you to do something. Right? You could just be sitting down watching the game. Nah, I ain't do something. Your son is going to be like, Heavenly Father, I need you to do something. Right? And that's what we call upon the Lord. Lord, do something. Why do we need the Most High to do something?
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Why do we need him?
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Because God's enemies are making a tumult. A tumult is like a noisy gathering, a conspiracy. There's something going on that David knew about that we don't know about. Go on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And there's people on the earth, whether you know it or not, that hate God. We just read it in the Bible. Let's see which nations of people hate the Most High. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consorted against thy hidden ones.
These people that take crafty counsel is going to tell you who they are. Now, crafty means to be sneaky, to be deceptive, right? Sleight of hand, trickery, guile, deceit. So there are people on the earth that take crafty counsel. Like if we planned on robbing his brother, we're not going to let him know we're going to rob him. We're going to come together, all right? Make sure he's not around. We're going to figure out when he get off of work. We're going to figure out what kind of car he drive. We're going to figure out what his bank account, all of that. That's crafty counsel. So there's nations on the earth that come together behind the scenes to conspire against the Israelites. Y'all heard of the United Nations? Y'all never heard of the United Nations? Where is your seat at for the so-called black man in the United Nations? It don't exist. You don't have it. Everybody else is there. The Chinese man, you best believe he's there. The Japanese man, the white man, the Korean man, the Vietnamese man, that even the Africans, they got a seat at the United Nations. You don't have a seat. The main topic they talking about is how to keep you asleep, how to keep you destroyed. And this is in the Bible. This is called a crafty counsel. Go on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the what?
That the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance.
That the what?
That the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance.
Right. They said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. That's why we don't remember who we are. I can ask any Israelite out here, I'm just a black man, I'm gonna go smoke, I'm gonna get this money, right? Oh, look at her, oh damn, she look good, let me go get a number. You been in the bottle tonight? This is crafty counsel. They said we're gonna cut them off for being a nation. We cannot let them know who they are. Right? You have to let your slaves think that they slaves. Right? The best slave is a slave that don't know he is slave. Right? That's a dangerous slave. That's why they were subduing them slaves that was rising up. Right? Go on.
For they have consorted together with one consent. They are confederate against me.
Right?
The tabernacles of Edom.
The people that's doing that are the Edomites. Those are Edomites, according to the Bible, so-called white people. The word Edom, it means red. Because they're not actually white, they're not the color of this. They're actually red or pink or red. That's what they call them what down south? Rednecks. Their blood is showing forth through their skin. They're known as Edomites. They're the main people conspiring against you. Why do you think it's all of these Planned Parenthoods in our community? Where are these drugs coming from? Right? We don't own opium fields to get heroin. Who do you think was putting the crack in the community in the 80s? The CIA, the government. Where's so-called black men getting all of these military rifles and grenades and guns from to kill each other? Where's our own gun manufacturing plant? We don't have it. The so-called white man is putting that in our community. He's the one that's teaching us that we black and nigga and changing your nationality every couple of years. Your great-grandmother didn't call themselves African-American. I'm a Negro. I'm colored. I'm an Afro-American. But they change it every couple of years. They don't change anybody else's. They fixated on us because they don't want you to know who you are. This is crafty counsel. Where's the Chinese Jesus at? Where's the Japanese or the African? It has to be a so-called white man. He has to go in your book and tap with your history. So y'all don't know who y'all are. I gotta realize this.
That's right.
Go on.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites are who? Are the so-called Arabs. Stay in on it too. When you look at the United Nations, there's a seat for Dubai, for Saudi Arabia, for Iran. Go on.
Of Moab.
Moab is a so-called Chinese man. Why do you think you go to any hood from Baltimore to Detroit to Chicago and LA? Who got the store? Who got the Chinese stores or the food stores? They got it. How did they come over here overnight and now they got a business in your community? But you try and get a loan and get a business and start your own little fish fry stuff spot or something like that, a car wash, you can't get nothing. But the Chinese man can come here and get a business overnight. The Arab man can get that corner store overnight. This is all set up. You gotta go to all of them because they are oppressing you. Go on.
And the Hagarenes.
Hagarenes are other Africans. They sold you for gold, for silver. All right, go on.
Jabal.
Gabal, read.
And Ammon.
Ammon are so-called Japanese.
And Amalek.
Amalek is who? These are Amalekites according to the Bible. When you go into the slave trade, they actually finance the wood so they could build the boats to put you on slave ships. The African said, let me help too. Give me first map in 48. The African said, look, if you give us gold and guns, we can give you the Israelites. We know where they at. We know where they at. They living amongst us. We fled into Israel in 70 AD. And the white man said, okay, the Jews in it, the Chinese man is in it. The Chinese man said, look, we need slaves too. Who do you think built the Great Wall of China? You think they built the Great Wall of China? That was built during the Tang Dynasty. You can look these things up. My Israelites in the Silk Road slave trade. You had the transatlantic slave trade, what they call the Middle Passage, going between the UK, North America, South America, and the west coast of Africa. You had the Sub-Saharan slave trade where the Arabs sold us under the Sub-Saharan desert. And they sold us to the Silk Road slave trade, which is going over there by East India, Japan, and China. The whole world conspired to put us in slavery as a nation of people. Who do you think built all these cities around the world? We did. Go on.
The Philistines.
Philistines, read.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
And everybody else. So these are the nations that have conspired against you. Bring it up, 1 Maccabees 3 and 41.
Book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48.
41.
41. And the merchants of the countries,
Right, and the merchants of the countries,
hearing the fame of them,
they heard the fame of them, read.
took silver and gold, and very much with servants, and came unto the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
To do what?
He came to buy the children of Israel for slaves.
It's in the Bible. They came to buy the children of Israel for slaves. Right? And this happened to you because you broke the commandments. At the end of the day, we broke the commandments. We got to take heed. We got to repent and keep the commandments. All right? This is the most important knowledge y'all ever going to hear.
Can I just say that Chinese people didn't come here overnight and they built a business. We were as much slaves as African Americans building up America. We built up railroads. You guys ever heard of the Chinese Exclusion Act? We were banned from America for like a good 50, 80 years.
Are you saying you had it worse than us?
I'm not saying anything like that.
Who had it worse?
You just said that. I'm just
Did y'all,
saying,
were y'all working in the fields from sun up to sundown?
we did.
Were y'all having your babies fed to alligators?
We built the railroads in America.
We
Chinese
did.
people were not African
We did.
Americans. Wait, you
Did
forgot-
y'all come over here by force or did y'all freely come over here?
We were sold as slaves as well.
When?
I mean,
When?
how do you want me to prove it? How
Through
do you want
history.
me to
You should know your history. You just said that you was brought over here on slave ships, right?
as well? I'm just saying.
I'm asking you, was you brought over here on slave ships?
There's true facts and there's disinformation.
You don't want to deal with that.
And I feel like you're spreading disinformation. You're not.
Were you brought over here on slave ships, yes or no?
Yes, we were.
When?
In the early 1800s.
When? Hold on, everybody's trying to figure out when.
You guys,
Pull the documents out.
you want me to pull up documents?
Yeah, we all want to see it.
We can pull up documents.
Yeah,
If
that's
we
what
all want to understand reality for what it is, we should really do our own research. I mean, like, I'm not
You
here.
prove what you're talking about. You're talking about doing the research, but you're not proving your
But how,
research.
but how, like, let me ask you a question. How are you?
Come on now. Bring that up.
How are you?
Yeah, look,
Look
look,
at Daniel.
look, we don't believe you. And look, bring that up.
Book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 12.
All right, read 11.
11. Yet all Israel had transgressed thy law,
Right?
even by departing that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
Therefore what?
Therefore the curse is poured upon
No,
us.
poured upon them.
Curse is poured on us.
Y'all not God's chosen people. Y'all have not received the affliction of the Most High like we did. Y'all are heathen. Y'all are the Gentiles. We are the chosen people. And the Most High has punished us for not keeping the commandments. Go on.
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses,
Right?
that the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
Because what?
Because we have sinned against him.
You don't even know what sin is. Go on.
And he had confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us by bringing upon us great evil.
By doing what?
By bringing upon us great evil.
By doing what?
By bringing upon us great evil.
By bringing upon us a great evil. Look on this sign. As the Chinese man got his back beaten in, being castrated, buck break, raped, robbed. Can you go back to your homeland?
Yes.
Can we go back to our homeland? Nope. It's a damn shame, man. Don't even try to compare it, man. You freely can. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Go on.
For under the whole heaven,
For under everybody on the earth,
have not been done.
it have been done like it been done to who?
Hasn't been done upon Jerusalem.
We the only people that's being burned alive, that's still being shot and killed by the streets and the police. When the last time a pregnant Chinese woman got shot by the police in broad daylight? When the last time a Chinese man got lynched? When the last time a Chinese man got locked up unjustly? When the last time a Chinese man was sold on auction blocks to the white man?
Never.
You still got your last name, don't you, of your ancient Chinese people? Exactly. What last name do we have? The last name of our oppressor. You have a freedom to go back and do what you want to do. You going into slavery. Zephaniah 2 and 9.
Right. The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Right.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel,
Surely what?
surely Moab shall be as Sodom.
Moab is your biblical nationality. You're going to be at Sodom, meaning completely destroyed, because you had a hand in the slavery during the Silk Road slave trade. Look it up. Moab shall be at Sodom, meaning destroyed by fire and brimstone. Go on.
And the children of Ammon as Gomorrah.
And them Japanese, they're going to be like Gomorrah. Read.
Even the breeding of nettles.
Read.
And salt pits. And a perpetual desolation.
Read.
The residue of my people.
The what?
The residue of my people.
The residue of the Israelites shall what?
Shall spoil them.
Read.
And the remnant of my people shall possess them.
Shall what?
Shall possess
You're
them.
going to own them. Right? Your future is slavery. You had us in slavery. Bring it up.
Look at Isaiah chapter 15, verse 1. The burden of Moab.
The what?
The burden of Moab.
You are a Moabite, right? You're a child of incest. You ever figure out why your eyes look like that? Because you have mongoloidism. You gotta look it up. That's your history. Go on.
Because in the night of Aaron and Moab is laid waste.
Moab is what?
Is laid waste.
Read.
And brought to silence. Because of the night carried of the Moab is laid waste and brought to silence.
There you have it. You brought the silence,
I
man.
just feel like you're not spreading enough love, man. You're
We are spreading love.
I mean,
This is
it's
love.
It's a selfish kind of love.
What is love?
The truth.
It's
Hold
a
on.
selfish
What
kind
is
of
love?
Yeah, what is
Let me
love?
just say one thing.
No, what is love?
Let me just say one
You
thing.
said we not spreading love. What is love?
Let me just say one
What
thing.
is love?
Wait, hold on. Let me
No,
say
no,
one
you
thing.
said we not
I
spreading
think
love.
Everybody is a slave.
What is love?
I think everybody is a slave. Even people who are rich, who you think are not slaves, they're
Wow.
slaves.
Wow.
They're slaves to the rest of society.
He don't want to answer the question. He said we not spreading love.
Hey, man.
What is love?
Let me just say one thing. Chinese
You
people,
done said enough,
look,
man.
Chinese people have been slaves. White people have been slaves. You know the
Look,
Romans.
man.
You know the
Listen,
Romans.
you
The
will be,
Romans,
you are a
when
slave,
they
and your
won their
slavery will be
wars,
prolonged.
they enslaved everybody. They slaved, regardless of the color of their skin. They everybody.
Look at Moab, man. That's why when Moab really in slavery, then he gonna know he in slavery. When our foot on Moab neck, then he not going. You know, that's real captivity.
That's right.
That's gonna be a real captivity. What is love?
You gotta spread more positivity.
Give me 1 John 5. This is positive.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3.
He don't know what love is.
For this is the love of God.
For what?
For this is the love of
Go
God.
on.
That we keep his
Give me
commandments.
Deuteronomy 32 and 7.
And
That
his
we what?
commandments are not grievous.
That we what?
That we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not
The
grievous.
one of, what love is keeping the commandments.
You're telling me my eyes are this way because I've been deceived.
That's right. That's right. You're a child of incest.
Be okay.
Nope, not okay. Look, my eyes don't look like that. I'm perfectly healthy.
That's right.
You have mongoloidism. You have a genetic defect. You're a byproduct of incest.
Define mongoloidism.
Yes, we can. We can. And you got to look it up. That's your history. We don't have it. Thank the Most High. Right? We don't got to deal with that, man. All right, you got to deal with that. Go on.
Book of
We don't
Deuteronomy,
got to deal with it.
chapter 32, verse 7.
Right? They looking up. They kind of, y'all ain't never heard that before. Y'all gotta deal with it though.
Do we have it?
Right, yeah, you gotta deal with
I want
that.
to understand reality.
Remember the days of old.
The Lord said what?
Remember the days of old.
So we understand about the Silk Road slave trade. Love is remembering the days of old. Right? Remember getting your back beat. There was the first Japanese samurai too. Right? They making a movie about that, man.
Right.
He was sent over there on slave ships. And the shogun showed him mercy, and he rose up to the ranks through the mercy of the Most High. We were slaves all throughout East Asia. All right, so they got to deal with that, man, and they got to get that, man. That's mongoloidism, right?
They even stole the samurai culture.
Huh?
I said they even stole the samurai culture.
That's right. That's right. Give me Jeremiah, I believe 48 and 46. Yeah, that's what I want.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 48, verse 46.
Right?
Woe be unto thee, O Moab! The people of Chemosh perish.
The people of Chemosh going to perish, right? They go in their community, in our community, and they feed you all types of rat, all types of dog, all types of what else? Lizard, snake, mice,
Cat.
right? And they all out of order, their breath be stinking. They be eating octopus alive, live rats. They gonna have a hard time keeping the dietary law, man. Squids. It was this little Moabite girl eating a squid alive. Yeah, the squid kind of started attacking her and said, "What you doing? Kill me first." Go on.
Come. For thy sons are taken captives,
Right.
and thy daughters captives.
We taking their sons and their daughters captives, man. Read.
Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab.
Yeah, they gonna be brought again, but look, if you disobey, you're gonna get beat back down. Go on.
In the latter days, saith the Lord, thus far is the judgment of Moab.
Thus far is the judgment of Moab. Bring that up.
Book of Genesis chapter 19 and verse 30.
Right?
And Lot went up of Zorah and dwelt in the mountains, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zorah. For he dwelled in the cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old,
Here's his history. Right? Our father is old. Read.
and there is not a man in earth to come in unto us.
They didn't know what was going on. They thought all the man was destroyed. All right? Here's your history. Started with your foolish foremothers. Go on.
After the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our fathers drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may perverse seed our father.
Right, we can preserve seed of our father. We're going to get our father drunk and have sex with him. Ain't no more man on the earth. We got to have sex with our father. We're going to get him drunk and rape him. This is one of the first accounts of rape in the Bible. And molestation is coming from Moab. Go on.
And they made their father drink wine
They
that
got him
night.
drunk. He didn't want to, but they made him drink wine. All right, go on.
And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she laid down, nor when she arose.
He was what they call twisted, finished, right? And they came and they raped him. And they got to deal with that. Go on.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesterday night with my father.
Yeah, I laid yesterday night with Pops. I got him drunk. He did what he did to me, right? I'm pregnant. What's up? Your turn. Go on.
Let us make him drink wine this night also.
Right, let us, right? She didn't say it's your turn. She said, I want to too, but it's your turn. Go on.
And go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed our father.
Right?
And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with them, and perverse not when she laid down,
Right, he perceived when she laid down,
nor when she arose.
he was just finished. Go on.
Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father.
And that's what you call that Bill Cosby spirit, man. You get somebody drunk, and then we don't know if he did it or not, but that's what they call that spirit, man. Right? That Cardi B spirit, man. I'm gonna get you twisted, right? Go on. And they was with child, they was pregnant. Read.
And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab.
Called his name what?
Moab.
And I believe in the Hebrew that means of his father. Right? Go on.
That same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
Read.
And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Amaniah.
Right?
And same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Father of the Moabites and Ammonites.
I just searched it up.
Right.
Mongoloidism is almost equivalent of Down syndrome.
Exactly.
You know,
Good job. Good job.
You know who came up with that term?
Good job.
It was a white man who came up with that term.
Where you got it?
And you know what? That's like equivalent of calling me a chink. It's literally the same
Yeah,
thing.
well,
It's the same thing.
so what?
So what? There's nothing wrong with that.
All
But
right then. Well, you gotta deal with it. What's the deal?
You know,
What's the problem?
Do you believe in karma?
We just give me Colossians 3:25. We believe in the Bible.
That things come back to you.
Yeah, give me Revelation 13:9 and Colossians 3:25. Right.
That's right.
Understand that in life.
Give me 2nd Ezra 16:1-2.
So you're gonna believe in a white man that tells you that made up that term and spreads hatred
You don't know what's
and
going on.
negativity.
Who taught you? What's your nationality?
I'm Chinese.
Who taught you that?
Tell me what?
That you Chinese? Found. Bring it up. 2nd Ezra 16:1.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 1.
You a Moabite. Deal with that, man.
Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
And what?
And
the
Asia.
whole continent. The Lord said death and destruction unto Asia. Read.
Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Right?
Gird up yourself with cloths and of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
For your what?
For your destruction is at hand.
And your destruction is at hand because we keep telling you that every nation had us in captivity. We tell you that in the book of Luke, chapter 21 and 24. We were sold into all nations. We had different slave
I
routes.
went to high school right
You got-
there in Digital Harbor. I had friends just like y'all, but that's why I'm talking to y'all.
Who-
And y'all
who-
coming at
who
me
cares?
Like I'm a different person.
You
Like,
are different. We're better than you.
That's it, right?
Yeah, we better. We stronger than you. We more athletic than you.
You are. That's
Exactly.
Great. That's great.
Right. So how are we the same person as you?
Let's take Yao Ming. Can you play better basketball than Yao Ming?
Yes, Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon. We're not a man that break their foot every month, man, and then retire at the age of whatever.
I'm saying
26.
y'all just need to open your minds to the
You
realities.
can't deal with nothing,
You
man.
guys open your mind to the realities of things, man.
We
Spread more
did.
love and positivity, you know? Like, you guys are doing your thing because you guys believe in something that's great.
Bring it up.
And that's great. But
You don't know what's
just
going on.
keep your mind open, that's all I'm saying.
Look, our mind is open
Much
to the
love
truth,
you guys. Much love
right?
you guys. I don't know if
We don't
guys
show
have
you love.
anything for us.
No love.
Much love for you guys.
No love. No love. No love to Moabites. Right? Go eat a rat or a dog or a cat. Bring that up.
Book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse
And
9.
they looked up Mongoloid. They got it. They said, you said it is Down syndrome. It's equivalent to Down syndrome. Look at two children, and they be Edomites mainly. Father and a daughter mess around and break the law in Leviticus 18. Look how the child come out. Right. Come on now. Then you got Attila the Hun. A lot of Edomites came in there and got them that fairer skin, but they still got that Mongoloidism. All right, and they got to deal with it. Bring it up, Salah.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right?
He that leadeth into captivity
shall
shall
go
go
into captivity.
Right?
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Go on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Con, you trying to look up Down syndrome real quick? All right, Con. So we always bring that out when we talking about Esau, right? The Mr. Red Man. But every nation had us in captivity, right? We read that in 1 Maccabees 3 and 41 that all of the merchants of the earth came to the camp to buy the Israelites for slaves. They heard we was in captivity. They said, "Oh, you subdued Jake? You subdued the Negroes and so-called Hispanics and Native Americans? We need workers, right? We need field hands. We need our cities built. What other great people can we build than the Israelites? All right? What other people can build better than the Israelites? All right? They heard what we did in Egypt as slaves, right? They knew about that. You got it? All right. This Down syndrome, this is the definition.
Down syndrome, a genetic chromosome 21 disorder causing developmental and intellectual delays.
And what?
And intellectual delays.
Intellectual delays, man. He couldn't get it. He's a slow belly, right? The Lord called him slow bellies.
Down syndrome is a genetic disorder caused when abnormal cell division results in extra genetic material from chromosome 21.
Right, so your father and you got people the same bloodline getting it in, man. Right? They got to deal with that.
Down syndrome causes a distinct facial appearance.
A what?
Distinct facial
And
appearance.
that's why they look like that. They say, well, it's too windy over there. They migrated and then the wind made their eye and they had to squint because of the wind.